Hi. Thanks for stopping by the My Reader Minutes. If you're new here, welcome. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on my journey. Y'all, I just have to come here and say this, and I probably don't really need to speak on it, but I feel like if I can get to just one person, that'll be doing something, right? Lil Durk. Now, I've been not really a fan, but I do like some of his stuff, right? And not that he's I like some of his stuff, right? And only because I think my nephews kind of turned me on to it. You know what I mean? I'm around them, so hear some of the stuff that. And then they play well, they don't play it. Well, yeah, they play some other stuff on the radio. But anyway, I think that's the reason because my nephews are a little younger than him, but they like his stuff. Um, it's unfortunate that this has had to happen. Let me tell y'all something. The federal government is not playing with y'all. They're not. And when they come for you, when they come get you, 9 times out of 10, they ain't just start looking at you last week, last month, 6 months ago. They sit back and wait. They sit back and wait and they let you carry on like you ain't got a care in the world. So trust and believe when they come for you, they have what they need. And it's usually a wrap. You can plea to get a lesser sentence than what they throw at you, but that's about it. Now, Lil Durk is being charged murking someone for hire, right? And it stems from probably a beef that doesn't even make sense. I get that somebody passed away that was very close to you. I get that. But this was supposed to be, I guess, whatever he called himself conjuring up, his get back. Something happened around the pandemic. I remember when I think it was 2020. I remember that actually because I remember asking my nephews, "Who was that? Like, who was King Von?" And they were like, "King Von, boo, boo, boo." I'm like, "Oh, okay." It didn't register with me, but I remember when King Von got shot, killed, and that stemmed from a beef between him and some other set, right? I don't know. Um, my heart goes out to Lil Durk's parents or family. He's 30 years old. How do you Okay, let me start over. How do you rise to the level that you are? I mean, the to the highest, your plight in your professional career is at its all-time great. You're receiving keys to the cities, not one but two. You had this great big birthday bash. You just turned 30. In your 30s, you're supposed to be a grown man. Mind you, I get whenever this happened 2 years ago when they took revenge on whoever they um on the group that took out Lil Vaughn, right? Or not Lil Vaughn, King Vaughn, sorry. Um he was 28. And they said that he was trying to change his ways, like he had become Muslim and all that kind of stuff. Well, I guess he called himself finding religion because he knew what had transpired back then. Went to rehab, did all this stuff to change his life. But at that point, I guess it was too late because how long had they been following you? How long had the federal government been on your trail? Since King Von got unalived? Did they put somebody on you because they figured that the other crew would retaliate? Just saying. I mean, they can kind of pinpoint your move once you get to that point. Grammy Award winner, rapper Lil Durk, has been arrested in Florida on federal charges that he paid for the attempted 2022 revenge unaliving of rapper Quando Rondo at the Los Angeles gas station, a shooting that resulted in the death of Rondo's cousin. So that means Rondo's still living, right? Okay. Durk, who is 32, thought he was 30. Okay, maybe. I thought he was born. I do. He was born in 94. I thought he was born in 94. Okay. Durk, that's 32. He's charged with conspiracy to commit murking for hire in the slaying of Sylvia Robinson, 24, who was gunned down on August 19th, 2022, according to the FBI affidavit released Friday. 5 other members of Durk's Chicago-based rap collective, Only the Family, or OTF, have also been arrested, and at least 2 more arrests may be forthcoming, according to the court documents that have been filed. Durk was arrested Thursday night in South Florida as he attempted to flee the country, the FBI says. Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, won a Grammy earlier this year for Best Melodic Rap Performance for his song All My Life. All my life. All my life. Yeah. Which featured J. Cole. He has also been nominated 3 times and was a featured performer on Drake's Laugh Now, Cry Later. FBI agent Sarah Kokorian said in her affidavit that OTF members engaged in violence, including murking and assaulting at the direction of Banks, and to maintain their status in OTF. Durk's representative did not immediately respond to emails Friday seeking comment. According to the affidavit and other federal court records, the shooting stems from a November 2020 slaying of OTF rapper King Von, who was 26 at the time, at an Atlanta nightclub. After Von and Rondo got into a fight, records say a friend of Rondo's pulled a pow-pow and shot Von several times, murking him. Von's real name was Davon Bennett, and 2 hit singles, Crazy Story and Took Her to the O. Don't know either one of those. Authorities say Durk made it known that he would pay a bounty to anyone who murked Rondo, whose real name is Taekwon Bowman. After 2 years later, a murk plot quickly came together. This is what happened. This is what was in the filing. On August 18, 2022, Durk's associates learned that Rondo was staying at the Los Angeles hotel. That day, DeAndre Wilson, Keith Jones, and David Lindsay, Asa Houston, and a 5th unnamed suspect flew from Chicago to San Diego and then drove to Los Angeles using funds provided by Durk. That day, Durk allegedly texted an associate arranging the flights. He said, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." said there's a video evidence that Durk was staying at a house in San Fernando Valley that day. Once arriving in Los Angeles, the OTF members met Keon Grant, who had flown there on a private jet. Grant, a top OTF associate, got the men's hotel rooms, purchased them 4 ski masks, and obtained 2 luxury sedans, according to the court papers. Grant allegedly gave Jones, Lindsay, and the third unnamed suspect pow-pows, including one that had been converted into a fully automatic machine gun pow-pow. The next day, the group allegedly followed Rondo and Robinson as they drove a Cadillac Escalade to a Los Angeles marijuana dispensary, a West Hollywood clothing store, and then a gas station across the street from the Beverly Center. There, Houston parked his car behind the station so Jones, Lindsay, and the unnamed defendant could ambush Rondo. They got out. They opened fire, killing Robinson, unaliving Robinson, who was standing outside the Escalade, but missing Rondo, the indictment and news stories about the shooting say. The suspects then went to an In-N-Out hamburger stand where they discussed payment with Grant and then flew home to Chicago from San Diego, and other documents say. Wilson allegedly later paid Jones and Lindsay an undisclosed amount. Grant, Jones, Lindsay, Wilson, and Houston were arrested on Thursday in Chicago on conspiracy to commit murking for hire charges. No attorney information was immediately available for those men in the court records. After their arrests, Durk booked 2 flights from South Florida airports, one to Dubai and one to Switzerland. He then booked a private flight to Italy, but was arrested in Miami before he could board the flight. Durk and the other defendants are being held pending their transfer to Los Angeles. So tell me why. What purpose does this serve? Life as he has known it is completely over. Now, mind you, he has a right to due process, but they have wiretappings, I've heard. Wiretapping, wiring. They seem to think that someone in his crew, allegedly, this guy right here, OTF Jam, was the informant. That's what they're saying, allegedly. I don't know. I wasn't there. And they said that allegedly he had been wearing a wire for years. So maybe this is an eye-opener. This should be an eye-opener for all of the people in the rap game, all of the people in the street. That street code ain't what it is. Because if they're not a real one, so they say, that's not going to do no snitching, not looking out for themselves, ain't nobody taking no bullet for you, and ain't nobody doing no bid for you. And ain't enough money in the world that he could have paid them guys to do anything. I'm sorry. To give up their freedom? We did this for him. You know they was going to come back and tell who paid for everything. How do you get to such a plight in your career and throw it all away for nonsense? Throw it away, because what you did is King Von back? Is he alive again, walking around? I'm not understanding. And now people are saying they're blaming the fans for hyping him up to do it. Can no fan get him to take out somebody else? It had to be in him. And if that's the case, if the fans got that much power, they need to do some more hocus pocus on him and say, we need a couple mil. Convince him to do that. instead of slaying somebody. That's crazy. That is crazy. It don't make sense. And then you have this guy who they call OTF Jam, who did a 12-year bid already. He's already been to jail, right? And I remember there was a videotape that surfaced where he talked about how Lil Durk, took care of him, looked out for him when he was locked down. Came out, got him a house, got him a car, put some money in his pocket. Really? And even if he didn't do that, let's say he didn't do it. That's what they got going on the internet. So guess what? He need to relocate. Unless he's the one that they're not mentioning. Because they didn't name all 5 members. How did they say that? Let me go back and look. It says Grant allegedly gave Jones, Lindsay, and a third unnamed suspect. I'm thinking it's him because he's an informant. Usually when they have a filing, there's usually a number or something in place as a placeholder because they don't want them to know off the rip who their informant was. But I think everybody kind of knew. I think people are just piecing it together. I hope it's not him. I hope it's not him because Lil Durk looked out for you and that's how you repay him. But what happened, I guess, at some point, he must have got locked up for a pow charge in 2023. And then, to my knowledge, there's always a automatic so many years for pow. And I don't know if it's the same throughout the nation, but I think the minimum, is 5 years, I think. And it could be more. They could add on to that. He didn't do that. He came right out, got back out. And I feel like the FBI stepped in, gave him a deal, say, you do this, we'll let you out. And let the chips fall where they may. And I feel like that's probably how he got caught up. But evidently they have been following him for years. I feel like they started following him after King Von went down. They were looking for people to retaliate. And that's when they probably put somebody on him. And then that's my speculation. Again, I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay. I wasn't there. But it's unfortunate that you get to a point and you got everything at your fingertips. You're getting keys to cities. You won a Grammy. You got money. Yet now that's gone. And he don't have no bail because you've shown them already that you're a flight risk. You were trying to flee the country. Maybe you should have did that after you did it, after you were trying to get yourself together, after you went to rehab and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you should have left then. Did you think they let you move around in these streets where you felt comfortable enough and you felt like you probably wasn't going to get caught? Like, it was always in the back of your mind. But they let you move around like nothing was happening. This should be a great big eye opener, even to the people in the street. Like, do you really know who's in your circle? That's for those people that are actually doing stuff that they ain't got no business doing. Let's put it that way, right? If you know you out there doing something you got no business doing, and that if you were to get caught, that you would be sent away up the river for the rest of your life, who is really in your circle? And can you trust them? This should be a great big eye opener for all them types. Seriously, it's not a laughing matter. This should be a great big eye opener. Who is in your circle? Family or not? If you were doing something and it came between you and that other person, that other family member, that other cousin or what have you, are they gonna go down for you? A lot of people like they probably dapping it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. If you looking at a long-term sentence, be careful. That's all I gotta say. This shit wake up a lot of people. This was just dumb. Dumb. And ain't no fans make him do this. I'm not even gonna buy that. That's not gonna fly with me. Ain't no fans do this. But his raps, according to the ones that I've listened to, are all about this hard life and how bad or rough or thorough he was, right? Yeah, so he had to live up to his rap. Rap is entertainment. You can sell a fantasy. That's what music is. Selling a fantasy, whether it be R&B, selling love, whether it be a rap, selling a story, like this is my hard knock story. You're selling stories, fantasies. You ain't got to live up to what you rapping about. You ain't got to make real life scenarios based on what you rapping about. It's crazy. It's unfortunate. And I feel sorry for his family. Young man. And he's got kids. I think he have kids. I think he has a little I think he has a kid. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Tell me what y'all think. Leave a comment below. Wake up, y'all. Life is too short to be messing with this type of stuff. Now his life is over, just like King Von's is.